Indianapolis. If you look at this glass building right here, that is the Indianapolis Artsgarden. And we're going to go inside there because I have a one-man show in there. And it's really great because this is a very scenic building. It's up above the road. There's a crossways, road going this way and a road going this way, and it's above it. So let's take a walk along this. You can see the traffic coming this way, which goes in here. And of course the traffic over there, which comes in here. You can see the other buildings in the top. But anyway, the reason I wanted to come here is because I'm having a one-man show. These are my paintings that are in cases. Now this little thing over here is not part of the race. This one here is a painting. Indianapolis. Indianapolis. Closer. But anyway, Indianapolis is known as the Circle City. Right downtown, Circle Road goes around. That's where the Circle City is. So this is a 6 feet by 4 feet painting. Now we come around the back side here. On this side, I do like my cityscapes. So here I am. Actually, I painted myself and my wife. This is Chicago. Okay, now another thing I get into quite a bit is rainy night, and whatever. This one here I've entitled Main Street Drizzle. Here's a night shot, cars driving up and the splashing. This down here is actually there's a kind of a bar, restaurant thing right here called the Slippery Noodle. And this is at nighttime with the water reflecting, so it reflects the lights from the neons. And here are the cars and so forth. Okay, let's take a look over here. Now I love to do figurative things. These two paintings are from when I was in Europe. I was in Paris on Montmartre, and it was interesting, all the people sitting along the sidewalk, cafes. And then when I was in Stockholm, more outdoor sidewalk cafes, and I was just intrigued. I like doing people, so that's there. Now, this over here is another one I did while in Europe. Now in Brussels, in the main square, sometimes there are so many people there, there's no place for people to sit. So there was just a little ledge along this long wall, and all the tourists were just sitting along there. Here we go again. This is also back in Stockholm. Now, so some people at the sidewalk cafe. I really get into things like backlighting and so forth. So you see the light, the backlight at the back of these people, cobblestones. And again, I love figurative things, and so I have just people walking around on little stones. All right, now let's come back over here. We're back into Indiana. This is called Coming and Going. This basically is a scene taking place in the Indiana State Fair. So you've got people coming this way, people going that way. And one of the techniques here is atmospheric perspective. As you get closer up, the people are more defined and everything, but as they go further back, they kind of fade out, which gives that feeling of depth. Then this one down in here is called Handbags. I was walking along the streets of Indianapolis, and there were a bunch of girls standing there talking to their friends on the other side of this gate they all had handbags here. I was intrigued, so I decided I had to paint that. Well, let's take a look over here on this side. Here we are, back in Indianapolis, the State House, or the State Capitol building. You can see here and here. This one I've entitled Heading Home. A lot of people head down that road to get on the freeway to go home at the end of the day. And this painting was painted in 2005, so we got a little bit older cars, but I love cars, and I like to do the lights and the shadows and so forth. This down here, I call that one barricades on Market Street. You see some barricades down in here. Sometimes they're doing construction here in the city, and so I've got barricades, of course snow and whatever. Okay, now let's come over here. This is another Indianapolis scene. One of the city parks. They're along Meridian Street. There are 1, 2, 3, or is it 4 city parks, just kind of all in a row. This building here is the War Memorial, and then here's the tallest building in the city. But this is in the morning. The sun's coming this direction, so you have sort of a yellowish light on this side, and it's the springtime, so we've got these spring blossoms. So this is just kind of a feeling of a spring morning in Indianapolis. Okay. Back here, more Indianapolis. This is actually in the wintertime, but the one thing that I have found that people don't see when they are painting or whatever, they paint what they think you see rather than what you do see. Well, this is at noontime, and as the sun's coming down at noon, the road's not black and the sidewalk's not gray. If you really look to see what color it is, it's all kind of that light color like that. So there they are, there they have their shadows and so forth. Then I have the vehicles, the reflections in the windows. I love reflections, so this scene down in here actually is a place down at Rising Sun, Indiana at nighttime. It had been raining, and I was very intrigued by the reflected light coming down from these windows, and then the reflections and so forth on the cars and so forth. So here's another set of paintings that I can get. In fact, there are even more. This is in Paoli, southern Indiana. Cars coming up in the wet road. That one's called Paoli Street. This one is just in a small town in Indiana, kind of cloudy with the little small storefronts. Now this is actually on the south side of the river, walking over towards the Houses of Parliament. Here's Big Ben over here, and so forth. We've got actually another one over here right here. Oh, yeah. I think I've gotten them all. Oh. No, I haven't. Well, I have more paintings here than I thought. This one's another one of my night rainy scenes. Nighttime, the lights are reflecting down into the wet road. We have the pop machines are reflecting in the road and so forth. So it's an intriguing feeling. This is what I called Main Street in Rising Sun, looking over towards that little thing down there is right on the Ohio River. That's the gate. And the hill over across is actually in Kentucky. Then down in here, I'm doing another nighttime scene. Cars parked along. And the interesting thing is, I just paint what I see. Now, this truck, I don't know what color it really is, and I don't know what color the car really is, but it's all dark. And if you notice, the truck kind of blends right into the car that blends into the road. And that's really what we see when we see things like that. So it's just kind of some intriguing things. More painting that I almost missed. And it's up here. It didn't fit in one of these things. Painting up there is actually a scene. If you went down there on the sidewalk below and looked up this direction, you'd see that view. We're actually up in that building. That is the Artsgarden that we're inside. You see the cars parked along the sidewalk. So, at this point, that's about all I wanted to say. Thanks for taking a look. And my name's Tom from tomslack.com.